And we'll just start with our lying down, warming up, mobilization. Okay. So arms resting down by your side. And just start by bringing your awareness to your breath. So into the nose and exhaling softly through pursed lips. So really focus on the three-dimensional breath into the back, the sides, and the bottom of the ribcage. That area where we are more powerful, but which is underutilized. And so we exhale softly through pursed lips because this helps us to fire up our deep abdominals. And so if we just start by gently lifting the pelvic floor and zipping up through the middle, drawing your belly button in towards the spine. And so as you exhale, just letting go of all that stale air. And so awareness on the breath, light engagement of our abdominals. Let's take ourselves into our hip release. So I'm going to take a breath in, we're going to relax our right knee out to the side, slide the foot away. As you exhale, we come across the midline, slide the foot in. Relax the knee out, slide the foot away. Exhale, you come across, slide the foot in. Inhale, relax the knee out, slide the foot away. So keep weight in the opposite hip. Just watch the opposite hip there, Margaret. Make sure it's not lifting. And then change direction. So go across the midline, exhale as you open out. Good, across the midline. Breathing in, exhale as you open out. So again, focus on pelvic floor to stabilize through the hips. Good, do one more and then change sides. So we switch sides, mobilizing through the hips.
Just moving because I'm driving the dog mad.
Okay, no problem. Good, inhale, relaxing out, slide the foot away, exhale, you come across. Good, when you've done this last one, change direction, so go across the midline, exhale as you open out. Maybe placing a finger or two on the opposite hip just to check for any movement. Do one more. Good, so we're just going to bring our arms out a little wide to the side. We're going to do our spinal rotation lying on our back. So I'm going to take a breath in. As you exhale, keeping your shoulders anchored down, you're going to drop your knees over to the right. Inhale, stay. Then as you exhale, come back over through to center. Inhale, hold in the middle. Exhale over to the side. Just go as far as comfortable. Bracing belly, lifting the knees, coming back through to midline. And again, you're going to do two more on each side. So drop the knees over to the right. Good. Keep your knees together for inner thigh, pelvic floor, deep abdominal connection. Good. Your belly button drawn in to support the lower back. And again, do one more to each side. Good. Just go as far as the body will allow. You can keep the shoulders down. So just mobilizing through the spine, through your upper middle back, feeling your stretch running down the side of the lower back. Good, and we finish that last one to each side. Just bring the arms in so they're just resting down by your side again. Then I'll know when you're finished as well. Good. So then just staying here for our hip rolls. So we're going to take a breath in, heels in towards your hip socket. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone under and peel one vertebrae by one up off the mat. Gently squeeze the hips and hamstrings as you inhale, hold. As you exhale, release and lower down one by one, piece by piece, back down in contact with the mat. And again, we take a breath in, we stay. As you exhale, tuck, peel off. Get a nice straight line, shoulders, hips, knees. Exhale, release and lower down. Really tap that tailbone. Good, and again, do one more. Good, really focusing on spinal articulation, working through one vertebrae by one as you come up. Good, inhale, hold. Squeeze, loosen hamstrings, exhale, release and lower down. Good, just bring those hips down. And then again, still lying down on your back, you're going to lift your arms up off the floor so your fingertips are towards the ceiling. Palms facing in. We're going to go into scissor arms. So keeping your ribcage nice and still, you're going to bring your right arm overhead, your left arm forward. As you exhale, circle out wide. Breathing in, scissor, right arm overhead, exhale out wide. Good, and again, one more. Keep your ribcage still in contact with the mat. Now change direction. So this time, the left arm overhead. Exhale out wide. And scissor, left arm over, right arm forward. And again, do one more. Scissor. Exhale out wide. Just coming back to where you started. Fingertips towards the ceiling. And now into your scapular isolation. You're going to take a breath in. You're going to reach your hands away. As you exhale, gently draw the shoulder blades back. Breathing, reach, increase the gap between the shoulder blades. Exhale. Good. Just feeling those shoulder blades sliding smoothly across the rib cage. And again, a couple more. Reach away. Exhale. Gently draw the shoulder blades back. Just coming back to neutral when you finish that last one. Resting the arms down. Good, now into our head nod, working those top two vertebrae. You're going to take a breath in, tuck the chin a little. As you exhale back to neutral. As you inhale and head nod, you should be able to get your fist between the gap, chin, top of the chest. And again, a couple more, little move. Inhale, head nod. Exhale, neutral. Good. When you finish that last one, little head nod. Coming back to neutral, last little mobilization. We're going to take a breath in. We're going to lift our shoulders up towards the ears. As you exhale, slide the arms down. Breathing in, lifting. Exhale. So really letting any tension go through your neck, upper middle back. Yeah, last one. As you exhale, slide the arms down the mat. Really let that tension go. And release. Come back to neutral. And then you're going to start, or we are going to start by rolling ourselves over, lying on our tummy. And so we're going to go into two of our breaststroke exercises. And so our first one, we're going to have our legs hip width apart behind us, hands slightly forward of the shoulders, forehead resting on the mat. So again, to make sure your arms are to the edge of the mat. We take a breath in, we stay. As we exhale, lift upper body, keep your bottom within contact with the mat. We inhale, hold, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, releasing the lower down. So really important, the bottom rib stays in contact with the mat. Exhale. So we've mobilized upper middle back only. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release down. Good, keep going there, you're going to do 4 more. Come have a look at you. Just tuck your chin in a little bit there, Sue, if you can, just so your neck follows the line of perfect. Well done. So again, really important to keep the bottom rib in contact with the mat. And again, a couple more. Good, let the head follow as you lift up the body. Squeeze glutes to protect lower back. Do 1 more for me. Good. When you finish that last one, you're now going to bring your hands underneath your forehead so we can work into our lower back extensor muscles. So, taking a breath in, as we exhale now, we lift upper body and arms up off the floor. We inhale, hold, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, release down. We breathe in, we stay. As we exhale, we lift. Inhale, hold, squeeze glutes. Exhale, release down. Again, you keep going there. I'm just having a little look at you. It's a nice long low line to the body. We're really challenging our lower back extensor muscles as we lift the arms up off the floor. Just create that heavier lever, really important. Squeeze the glutes as you start to lift and as you hold. Good, a couple more. Good, nice smooth move. Just finish this last one. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, release down. When you finish that last one, you're going to bring yourself up onto all fours. So bring yourself up. And so on all fours, we'll take ourselves into a cat stretch and shell stretch. So lift the middle first, touch chin, touch tailbone. As you exhale, sit back, sit down. And just make sure, if we're in a shell stretch, the hips are resting down the heels. There needs to be a release. And so if we can't quite get there, remember we could place our towel or something underneath the hamstrings, or we could stay on all fours, cat stretch, and release. Exhale. It's up to you. Cat stretch, release, or stay in the shell stretch. Really lift your belly to release to the lower back. Just taking a couple more breaths here. Keep lifting your belly. On your next out breath, let's reset the spine, rolling all the way up. Lifting the head last. And then we're going to bring ourselves over. We're going to come over to lying down the mat. So we're going to go into our 100 exercise. So I know we haven't done this for quite a while. So I'm going to show you a couple of options. So you might want to look up at the camera for a moment. And so we can keep our legs in our tabletop position, pump the arms here. We can keep head and shoulders resting down. We can also lift our body, keep knees in the tabletop and pump the arms here. Okay? If we've got upper body lifted, remember we want to make sure we feel this through abdominals. If you're starting to feel anything in your neck, press head and shoulders down. Okay? The other option is, I'm going to add something onto this. You pump the arms, inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the exhale, you can extend the legs. As long as you're keeping your ribcage nice and still, that lower back isn't beginning to lift. Okay? Keep your legs in a tabletop position, or if you start to feel anything in your lower back, another lower option is to keep your feet on the floor. Okay? So, I'm just going to turn my mat at a bit of an angle so we can do it together. So, I'm going to take a breath in, we bring one knee over the hip. As we exhale, we bring the other knee over. So, up to you if you want to keep head and shoulders resting down. You're going to lift the arms up off the floor, and then you start pumping the arms. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, option, exhale 2, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 20. Inhale 2, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 30. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 40. Inhale 2, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 50. Halfway. Inhale 2, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 60. Inhale 2, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 70. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 80. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 90. Inhale 2, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 100. Back to tabletop and rest down, arms, head and shoulders if they're not already. And then you're just going to bring your left foot down. Keep your right knee in a tabletop and then just release through your ankle. So rotate your ankle one way, then the other. Well done. 100. Good, release. Now extend your right leg up. So take a stretch through your hamstring. Flex your foot so your toes are towards you. So we're holding the calf or the hamstring. Good. So if it feels comfortable, you can extend your other leg along the mat. Just feel that stretch through the back of the thigh. And then when you feel that stretch start to release, you can let the leg go. Then you point your toes. And then take yourself into a one-leg circle. So when you're taking hands on the opposite hip, you're going to take a breath in with the circle out. Exhale across. Breathing in, circling out. Exhale across. Just keep going there. Inhale out. Exhale across. And again, 2 more. Really get the opposite hip still. Now change direction. So this time go across the midline, exhale as you open out. Good. Focus on pelvic floor to stabilize to the hip. Again, no rush. You should be working with your breath. Good. Inhale across. Exhale out. When you've done your 5, flex knee, toe down, and then change sides. So bring left knee in, and again, just start with the release of the ankle, and then we extend the leg up. And again, hold, hamstring, calf, flex the foot, toes towards you. And just take a couple of breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can extend the other leg along the floor. Maybe let the leg go. And then gently point the toes. When you're ready, start your circle. Inhale out. Exhale across. Opposite hip stays really still. Good, and again, keep going. Inhale out, exhale across. Good, and again, a couple more nice smooth moves. Remember, any hip clunking, you can make the move a little bit smaller. That can sometimes help. And then changing direction. Get across the midline, exhale out. Good. Keep the body nice and still, the body really still. Just moving that femur in the hip joints. Good, a couple more. Good, breathing in, exhale across. Good, when you finish that last one, you're going to flex knees, toes down. And then you're going to bring yourself up to seated. So you can bring yourself up however you find easiest. Or remember, we can add in arms all up. Good, so we're going to come up to seated. And so we're going to go into our spine twist. So just make sure you have enough room to turn, okay? Just make sure you've got enough room to turn, okay? So you can be sat cross-legged, you can be sat legs extended out in front. And so the really important thing is, I'm just going to turn side on, is just to make sure that when we're sat nice and tall. We don't want to be here. And sometimes cushion to hand, sometimes a little cushion just underneath. Bring your sit bones to the edge and help us sit nice and tall. Okay? So just make sure you've got a nice long spine, however you are sat. So we're going to bring the arms out to the side, palms down, relax the shoulders. And so we take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to turn to the right and bend your right arm. Pulse for 1, 2, 3. Inhale back to center. Exhale to left. Pulse 1, 2, 3. Good. So as you exhale, keep equal weight in your sit bones. And keep your arms nice and wide. Just turning your rib cage on the spine. Working into upper middle back as you flex the back arm. Good, do a couple more to each side. Keep going, pulse 1, 2, 3. Inhale back to center, then exhale, left. Good, and again, do one more to each side. Again, as if you're wringing that towel out, trying to get a little bit more out. Just working through the obliques, the lower back muscles. When you finish the last one to each side, you can relax your arms down. Just take a release and roll through your shoulders. Okay, so I'm now going to turn onto my mat. And we're going to go into our obliques roll back. So feet flat on the mat, knees flex. And again, nice long spine. So we can have our knees and feet together. Okay, so we have our inner thigh, pelvic floor, deep abdominal connection. Sometimes just placing something between the knees can help as a little prop, below between the knees. And so arms are extended out in front. And then with our obliques roll back, we're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, you're going to tip the back of the sit bones. Open. Left arm. Breathe in, sit tall. Exhale the side. Breathe in. So we just go to the back of the sit bones. Breathe in. Exhale. Really draw belly button in as you roll back. Exhale. Turn and look to your back hand. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale. Good, so we're developing strength through our abdominals. Inhale. Good, you do 3 or 4 more to each side, so keep going, rolling back, draw belly button in, draw belly button in, support the lower back. Good, and we open the back arm to work into upper middle back again. Good, sit tall, you don't need to come up over the front of the thigh. Think nice long spine when you come up. Good, do 1 more to each side. Good, look to the backhand energy as you turn. When you finish that last one, relax the arms down and then roll yourself all the way down in contact with the floor. All the way down. So, nothing underneath the head now because we're going to come up for our shoulder bridge. And so we're going to start with a few preps and then we're going to add a couple of layers. So, turn your palms in to face your hips, heels in towards your hip socket, taking your breath in. As you exhale, 1 move, hips up. Inhale, hold, squeeze the glutes and hamstrings. Exhale, release. Hips down. And again, we take a breath in. Exhale, hips up. Inhale, hold, squeeze glutes and hamstrings. Exhale, release. Good, keep going there, you can do a couple more. Exhale, hip lift. Nice straight line. Exhale, release down. And again, do 1 more for me. Good. Hips up, hips level. Excellent. All looks good. So on your next shoulder bridge, I want you to hold the hip lift. So we take a breath in and we exhale lift. Holding the hip lift. We're then going to take a breath in. On the exhale, lift your right heel. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift the left. So alternating your heel lift. And so as long as we're keeping those hips up and level, we could try and lift the foot just an inch. Being careful not to let those hips drop down as you lift the foot. So really, when we lift the foot, it's the obliques that fire up to stabilize. And so that hip's beginning to drop down. Really focus on squeezing the glutes, firing up the oblique. Stabilize. Good, keep going there. You're going to do 3 or 4 more on each side. I'm having a look. Good, so take your time, work with the breath. Breathe in. Exhale, lift. Inhale as you release down. So heel or the foot. Good, think obliques. So level the hips as you're dropping down. Good, take a breathe if you need it. You're going to do a couple more on each side. Well done, Nikki, looking good. Well done, Liz. Brilliant. And good. Good. Finish that last one on each side. When you finish that last one, inhale, hold. As you exhale, release hips down. Good. So you need to release. That's good. You're already doing it. So hug the knees and you need to release your lower back. We're just going to do 1 more shoulder bridge, just a nice one to stretch out the front of the body. So, bringing your heels in towards your hip socket, taking a breath in. As you exhale, we're going to lift the hips. We're going to inhale, lift the arms. Then as you exhale, take the arms overhead, keeping your ribcage nice and still. Inhale, hold, squeeze glutes and hamstrings. As you exhale, release the hips down. Inhale, watching the rib cage. We don't want that rib cage to arch. Notice how the arms might start lifting as you come back over. Bring the hips down, release the arms down. And again, take a breath in. You're going to do that a couple more times. Exhale, hips up. Inhale, arms up, fingertips to ceiling. Then exhale, take the fingertips to the back wall. Inhale, hold. As you exhale, release hips. Watch the rib cage. Watch the spine, lower back swiftly. And release. Hips down, arms down. And again, go again. So take a breath in, stay. As you exhale, hips up. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach the arms overhead. This is really good for shoulder mobility. Inhale, hold, keep the hips up. Squeeze the glutes there too. That's good. As you exhale, release hips down. Watch the lower back, release the hips down. Good, release the arms. Good, when you finish that last one. So we're going to come back into a tabletop position. So we're going to work into lower abdominals. So, bracing your belly, bring one knee over the hip. As you exhale, bring the other knee. So keeping our palms facing our hips, where you can keep the legs flexed, and we cross the right foot over the left. And depending on your hamstring flexibility, you can extend the legs up as much as possible. So this is our rollover prep. We're going to take a breath in. As you exhale, we lift the hips. Inhale, release down. Exhale. Inhale, release. So keep doing that. You're going to do 6 to 8 more before we uncross the ankle and cross over the other way. Well done. Good hip movement here. Exhale, lift. Well done, lift. Good. Try and stay as relaxed as we can through the upper body, which is difficult because sometimes we really want to anchor those arms down to lift the hips. Good. And again, really important to breathe out on the effort on this. Like it can be quite tempting to breath hold, but it is easier if you breathe out as you lift. All right there, Richard. Good. So now uncross the ankles and cross over the other way. So now left foot over right. And then do 6 to 8 more. Just evening out pelvic alignment. Yeah, hips up. Inhale. Exhale. Well done, Margaret. Give a little lift. Well done, that's good. Just doing a couple more. Exhale, lift. Good. When you finish that last one, uncross the ankles, and then remember, one at a time. Place one foot down. Place one foot down. Good. So we're going to come on over. We're going to come over to lying on our side to do a little bit of hip work. So, lying on your side. And again, just remember, if you have a pillow to hand, it can be quite nice just to even out neck alignment. So just make sure you've got your ribs and hips to the back of the mat, nice straight line. And so your lower leg can be flexed up in front, or you can just have a little bit of flexion at the hip. So it's just slightly hip forward. And your top hand's in front, stability. And so we tend to drop through our waistline. So we press that top hip bone away, we stack the hip. And we're going to start with the top leg abduction. And so we take a breath in, pointing the toes, lift, exhale, flex the foot, lower down. I'm just going to slide myself and that so you can see a little bit better. We inhale, lift, exhale, lower down. So really press that top hip bone away as you lower down. Breathe in, exhale, flex and lower. So nice, neat lines to the torso. Head and shoulders relaxed. Good, you're going to do 4 more, keep going. Breathe in as you lift, just to hip height, maybe a little bit high, don't go too high. Just a couple more. Good, last one. Good, now lift that top leg to hip height, keeping the toes pointed into circles. So you breathe in, circle forward, exhale back. Keep your belly button drawn in. Good, nice, smooth, even circles with the big toe. Inhale forward, exhale back. Body nice and still. When you've done 5, you're going to change directions then. Inhale back, exhale forward. Should be feeling a nice burn, maybe a horrible burn through the hips now and that top leg. Good. Continue to last one. Inhale back, exhale forward. When you finish that last one, lower leg down. And then we're going to bring the bottom leg in line with your top leg. So nice straight line to the body. We're going to work into inner thigh on that bottom leg. So we're going to take a breath in. And take 5. I'm going to start that breathing again because we breathe in lifting the top leg. So take a breath out. So breathe in, lift the top leg. Then as you exhale, lift the bottom leg. Inhale, release down. Just the bottom leg. Keep the top leg lifted. Inhale, bottom leg meets the top leg. Inhale, release. And again, exhale. So making sure that top leg is just hip width. Otherwise, that bottom leg's got a long way to go. Exhale. Good. Squeeze in the thighs. Good. How's that top leg doing? Good. Keep going. 8. Squeeze in the thighs. Good. Last one. Release. 1, 2. Or how's that top leg doing, that hip? You're going to do one more exercise on this side. One more exercise. So again, working inner thigh, keeping your upper body resting down. We're just going to go for going to go for a double leg lift. So take a breath in. As you exhale, both legs, inhale, release. Exhale. Inhale, release. So double leg lift. We'll also be working into obliques a little bit. Keep the toes gently pointed. Squeeze in the thighs. Keep going there, you can do 6 more. And again, still working that muscle by the hip, through the knees. Good, 4 more. Breathe out as you lift. Really important that out breath. Good, couple more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, release. And again, 1 more. Well done. Good, flex the knees up in front. Just take a nice stretch. Give that hip a little rub if it needs it. And then we're going to swing ourselves around to the other side. So, swing yourself around. And then, make any adjustments you need to make. Again, bring your ribs and hips to the back of the mat. So remember, lower leg can be flexed in front, or just as a reflection of the hip. That top leg is in line with the body, and press your top hip bone away to stack the hips. And then when you're ready, we take a breath in, we lift. Exhale, lower down. So we point the toes, we lift. Flex the foot as you lower down. Just work ankle mobility and challenges the muscle on the side of the hip slightly differently in the lifting and lowering phase. And so again, what's our belly button doing right now? Keep it drawn in to stabilize. Good, you're gonna do 3 more. Just the hip height or a little bit higher. Doesn't need to go ridiculously high, remember. Work into muscle inside the hip. A small lift. It's just enough. Now lift that top leg, hip height, and start from little circles. Inhale forward, exhale back. Keep your belly button drawn in. Inhale forward, exhale back. Little circles. When you turn your 5, change direction. Inhale back, exhale forward. And that looks good. Nice smooth moves. Keep it flowing. I know it's burning. Good. When you finish that 5th one, you can lower the leg down and then bring the bottom leg in line with the top leg. And again, just adjust back the hip. And then taking your breath in, top leg lift. As you exhale, lift the bottom leg, squeeze the side, release the bottom leg only. Exhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze, breathe in. Keep that top leg lifted, hip height only, right? Otherwise that bottom leg, remember. Good, 4 more. Good, exhale. Release, 1, 2. Oh, hang in there. 1 more exercise to do. So, double leg lift. Taking your breath in. As you exhale, lift both legs. Inhale. And again, exhale. So really focus on squeezing inner thighs. Keeping those legs together. Press that top hip bone away. Good, you've got 5 more. Lift both legs. Good, top hand is in front, flexibility. Good, 3 more. 100 to lift, good. Finish the last one, exhale, lift. Inhale, release. And finish that last one, flex the knees. Bring the knees up in front. Take a nice stretch to the hip. Give the hip a little rub. And then roll yourself over, lying on your tummy. So lying on your tummy, again, still focusing on a little bit of work for hips. And now stretching out the front of the thigh. So we're lying down and we're going to stack the hands, forehead resting on the hands. So our legs are going to be hip width apart behind us. And so our one leg kicks. And so again, you might want to have eyes up for a second. We take a breath in. On the exhale, we flex the knee and we point, flex the foot, inhale, release. And then switch sides. Inhale, release. Good, so keep going there. You're just going to flex the knee, alternating sides. And point, flex the foot, inhale, release. So again, our pointing and flexing for ankle stability, strengthening the ankle. But again, also when you flex the foot, when you're stretching out the front of the thigh, it protects the knee and increases the stretch to the front of the thigh. So we're definitely alternating sides, aren't we? Yes. So nice, neat tracking. So now, just to challenge into upper body. So what we can do is, if you just finish that last one on each side, so you have an option now to bring yourself up a little bit off the mat with the upper body. So if you lift yourself up, your elbows are directly beneath your shoulders. We have tummy up off the mat and your hip bones up off the mat. Your pubic bones in contact with the mat. And so from here, so again, just watch the neckline. We don't want to overextend to the neck. We're here. We take a breath in and we repeat the same move. So as we exhale, we point, let the foot, inhale, release. Inhale, release. So by lifting the upper body, we start to challenge our chest, shoulders, shoulder stabilizers. But by lifting the hip bones up off the mat, we increase the stretch to the front of the thighs. Inhale, release, exhale. Inhale, release. Keep going there. You can do 3 or 4 more each side. Good. So hopefully you should feel a bit more of a stretch to the front of the thigh there. Good. So again, just keep the eye gaze looking between the hands for good neck alignment. Great stretch to the front of the thighs, especially when that upward is lifted. Finish that last one on each side. And when you finish that last one, you can bring yourself to lying down with that. And so again, we can stack the hands and forehead rest on the hands. So we're going to do the single leg extension, and then we're going to come into our swan dive, so big back extension exercise, and then we'll be finishing off. So I'm just going to show you a couple of moves. So first of all, our single leg extension. So again, bring yourself down, forehead resting on stacked hands. You take a breath in. As we exhale, we lift right leg. Inhale, release. Then left leg. Inhale, release. So keeping the leg nice and straight, lifting from the hip. Good. So keep the body, the upper body nice and still, belly button drawn in. Keep your hips, the front of the hips in contact with the floor. And so we're really isolating our hip extensors. Just do one more on each side. Slowly. When you finish that last one on each side, we're now going to take our feet wider than the mat. So wider than the mat and toes pointing out. And so we go into our swan dive prep. So now the arms come to the edge of the mat, forehead resting. And so as we exhale, we lift upper body, and like our one leg kick, we want our chest, our tummy, our hip bones up off. We inhale, hold, squeeze the glutes, Keep it very still in contact with the mat as you inhale, hold. As you exhale, release and lower down. So you keep going down and have a look at you. So we exhale, lift up the body, relax the shoulders away from the ears there. Give on a lift. And so remember, when we start to lift the upper body, think about your imprint, engaging those oblique muscles. By engaging our obliques, here, avoid overextending to the lower back, help us keep a nice neutral spine. Good, again, relax shoulders slowly. Good. Inhale, hold, stop, exhale, 1 and 2, looks good. So again, when we start to lift, think about pressing through the forearms first, so we can keep the shoulders relaxed. So again, relax shoulders away from the ears. Good. And again, you do 3 or 4 more. Liz, as you come up, can you keep the elbows down so then the shoulders are relaxed? Because you're bringing the elbows up first as you come up. Breathe in, hold, exhale, release down. Good. So keeping the forearms in contact with the floor. Help keep the shoulders relaxed. The forearms come up when the tummy hits them. Inhale, hold, exhale, release down. Good, just doing 1 or 2 more. Good, inhale, hold, squeeze, glutes into the infant. Exhale, release. And again, last one. Exhale, release. Excuse me, finish that last one. Bring your feet into hip width. Hands by your ribcage, and then lift yourself up onto all fours. And then take a lift through the middle. Into a cat stretch, tuck chin, tuck tailbone. Exhale, sit back. So a big back extension exercise. Take a little sit back into your shell stretch. Your arms can be extended in front or down by your side. And again, we take a few breaths here. So really focus on lifting the belly to release your lower back. And then let's remember that cushion underneath the hamstrings. We can't quite rest down. Good, so keep holding that shell stretch. Good, lifting the belly to release your lower back. And on your next out breath, we're going to come back onto all fours. So come onto all fours first. And then you're going to tuck your toes, lift your knees, press your thighs back. Just pressing back. And then soften the knees if you need to. Walk your hands towards your feet. Breathing in. And then on the exhale, we're going all the way up. Coming all the way up, standing, resetting your spine. Good. Resetting the spine one by one. Coming up, standing. Good. So, standing nice and tall. Taking a breath in, you're going to lift your right arm. As you exhale, take a side bend. Breathe in, release, lift the left arm. Exhale over. And release, relax the arms down. And then taking a breath in here, you're going to flex your knees. Exhale, neutral. And then breathe in onto tiptoes. Good, exhale, release down. And again, flex knees. Neutral. Tiptoes. Release. Now work full range. Flex the knees, extend the knees, lift the heels, take a big stretch. Exhale, release, and again, a couple more. Nice big breath, big stretch. Exhale, and again, last one. Breathe in. Exhale, release the heels down, the arms down. And well done, folks. Thank you very much for joining me this morning. If you've got any questions, then please take yourself off mute.